All right, so we got some bad news. I believe my transmission has finally let go. We just went to the dump, and then leaving the dump, we were heading to town. Kind of slipped from first to second. Engine light came back on. And if you guys remember the last video we towed the Yukon home, which I knew that it was working the transmission pretty hard. I was easy on it, and I wasn't driving crazy today either. It wasn't hot. Anyway, so it kind of slipped. Engine light came on. I was like, well, that's not good, because I was going to be going to smog my trucks in Nevada at the smog every year for your registration, and I knew that was going to be a problem because you can't smog with an engine light. So I was going to have to clear it, but before we could even clear it, we took off from the next stoplight, and it was still in third gear. It wasn't shifting up or down. It was, so we limped it home, and I'm going to check what the code says right now. I'm not too optimistic, but we knew this day was coming. All right, there it is, the P0757 shift solenoid beast stuck on. Repair immediately. That's not good. So this is kind of a bummer because you know, we just got the green truck going. I was planning on buying parts for it, and you know, we just got this thing tuned and drivable. I had a lot I wanted to do with it. I've only driven a couple of times since it's been tuned, so this kind of sucks. I knew this transmission was living on borrowed time. However, I hadn't been noticing any slips or anything until today, so kind of snuck up on me. I figured I would at least start feeling a slip, you know, gradually get worse and worse, but no, it just out of nowhere. So that sucks. So we'll be looking at getting a built trans. I know someone that might be willing to help me rebuild this one, and if not, I'm not gonna, you know, push them to help me. But looking at Performa-built transmissions, they have the level 1 is like 1900, and then level 2 is like 2300. So that's what we're gonna be looking at. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. I'm not in a position to just drop $2,000 on a transmission, but it will be back and running, but probably not for a while. So after doing a very little bit amount of research, apparently this is a very common problem or code you get when you have a 3000 and 3200 stall, especially in the 2001, 2002 models, which my truck is a 2002, so of course. Some people are saying you could just replace the two solenoids. I guess it's worth a shot if they're cheap enough. If they're hard to get to or whatever, then, you know, at that point might as well just replace it. But I'll do a little bit of research, see if I can just replace those two things, and, you know, at least get it to where I can drive it a little bit and save up, start putting away money or chipping away at the transmission. Okay, this might be really stupid, or it might just be, you know, no problem at all. Some people say that it's not a big deal. Sometimes they say your stall just flashes too high and it throws the code and just puts it in basically a limp mode so you don't mess anything up or whatnot. Say if you clear it, it goes away. So I just cleared it. We're not going to drive it far. We'll just drive it down the block, see if it does the same thing. If it does, limp it home, and then, you know, trans in the future. If not, hopefully it's just some oddball thing happened. I don't know, but we'll see if clearing it did anything. Alright guys, wish me luck. The reverse works. I guess we'll know right away when I put it in the drive if it actually goes into first gear or not, because it was just staying in third. Alright, well, it took off from first. I guess that's good. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous right now because I'm afraid that if something is wrong, I'm actually doing damage to the trans. I'm not so worried about the trans as I am the torque converter, because I spent, you know, quite a bit of money on that thing. It seems to be fine. Maybe it was just some oddball thing. Maybe from towing, I don't know. I really don't know. It seems fine now. I'm not gonna get on it, but I do need to get this thing smogged because my registration's due this month. And of course, like most people, I procrastinate. Anyway, so we got up to third gear, see if it downshifts back to first. Yep, it went to first. Weird. Now, one thing I did read was that if your transmission is old and burnt, that maybe the pressure dipped too low, so it just locked it in whatever gear it was in, or third gear. I guess that is a possibility, because when I towed, it did get kind of warm. It got up just above 200 degrees, and I know after a certain temperature, the transmission fluid starts breaking down. So that could be the issue. This kind of sucks just because I just had some parts ordered for the trans cooler. Me and Glenn from Glenn's Auto Performance kind of worked out a deal, and I had some more stuff coming. I was hoping it would get here before this thing would, you know, take a dump on me, help prolong its life, and keep it, you know, prepare it for the built one. But so when we take it back to the house, we'll check the fluid, see if it looks and smells burnt. One thing that's kind of odd, I just noticed, even coming to a stop, it seemed like the throttle was kind of rising at like 1200 RPM, and then when I put it into park, it kind of revved up to like 15 and then dipped back down to idle. That was weird. Maybe somebody that has a little more experience with the 4L60Es than I do could chime in and comment what they believe is going on. But I cleared the code and it seemed like it's running fine. Excuse me. So I guess now, like I said, we'll check the trans fluid. I'm also going to change the engine oil in this. When I first did the swap, I changed it after 500 miles. If you can believe it, I've only put like 1600 on it since then. So I just don't drive this thing that much. So since we put the 6 liter in, I probably only put 2,000 or 3,000 miles on it. I'm changing over to AMSOIL. I'm gonna see if we get I guess, I don't know if it's blow by or what, but less oil coming through, you know, the crankcase. AMSOIL is supposed to be better at not letting it burn off or it evaporating into whatever. So I got the catch can so we can see how much we've been, you know, collecting on the Valvoline I've been running, but from what I've seen, the AMSOIL is pretty good stuff, so we can give it a shot. I really need to get like a step ladder or something. It doesn't really look discolored. I'm going to turn it on, let it run, and check the level. Maybe it's low. I don't know. So I am not at all proud of this, but this could very well be our problem. It looks like we're a little low. So yeah, go me. So I easily put a quart in the transmission, maybe even a quart and a half. So that is 100% my fault. Hopefully now that takes care of the problem. I really hope. I'm not proud of that, but you know, I'm being very transparent with you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I'm human. Sometimes things like this slip through the cracks, and you just, you know, it was good last time, so it's good this time. No, that is a very good reminder that you need to check your stuff periodically. And as a public service announcement, if you have a 408, 53, 60, whatever, and you have a small filter, get the Wix 51522. It is taller and it fits, no modifications at all. This one is for the Colorado. This one is for synthetic fluids. Might be a waste of money, but it helps me sleep at night. So using this with the AMSOIL. All right, so the oil is changed on that. So I'm kind of on the fence about driving this thing into town again. I did add, you know, over a quart, probably close to 2 quarts. Like I said, I'm not proud of it, but anyway, it seems to drive fine now. I don't know if I have enough miles on it since I cleared the code for it to, you know, pass smog. Hopefully. So screw it, let's take it in. Okay, so we are going to go to the same smog place I went last year. It worked out good for me, even though this truck is not stock and it is very obvious the guy passed it. He says as long as nothing shows up on the computer, we're good. So fingers crossed we don't have any problems, and hopefully you got enough miles on the computer for the, you know, clearing the code. But if not, then we'll drive around a bit and then go back. So I think we might have dodged a bullet here. I can't tell you how nervous I was driving this thing home. I was like shaky because this would be the first thing to ever go wrong with this truck. I've never had a problem with this truck. This truck has never left me stranded anywhere. It has been a very reliable truck, even though I've done a whole bunch of things to decrease the reliability of it. But so we're gonna see if it'll hit 4th gear getting on the freeway. If it doesn't, then yeah, then I know we do actually have a problem. If not, then I'm hoping we're good. Maybe when I do that trans cooler, change all the fluid again, even though I changed it last spring. Might as well do it, flush everything out. I can't tell you guys how nervous I am right now. It's so dumb, but I'm just worried that, you know, they're gonna say I need to put cats on or, you know, whatever else. So wish me luck, guys. So as I feared, it did not pass because I just, you know, reset the computer. You have to drive it X amount of miles, you know, start, stop, however many times. So we're gonna have to come back. They're not open on Sunday, unfortunately, and I have like the worst schedule at work. It's 8:30 to 5, so everybody's open while I'm at work, and they're closed before and after I'm at work. So maybe see if I can talk my wife into bringing it down Friday when she doesn't work. But yeah, so we're gonna have to come back, drive it around a bit. Transmission does seem like it's shifting fine, so maybe we touched a bullet. Alright guys, well sorry this video is kind of all over the place. You know, it was kind of a rise and fall of emotions. At first I was super like scared, and then I was super relieved, and then I was like, hey, I need to change my oil. So kind of all over the place, but I appreciate you guys sticking in there. Thank you again for stopping in, and I will see you guys next time.